share with you guys some more keto recipes. This one's gonna be all about soups. I hope that you guys like keto and like soups as much as I do. Fall time is just right around the corner, and of course, I am all about the soups. So here are some keto soups. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're gonna get started with is crock-pot crack chicken soup. So to a crock pot, we're gonna go ahead and lightly grease that. I'm going to put 2 pounds of chicken breasts, and then I'm going to put 1 ounce of ranch seasoning, a half a teaspoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of paprika, and then 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And then we're gonna top it with 1 block of cream cheese, 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Next, I need 6 cups of chicken broth. Go ahead and put the lid on. Let that cook on a low heat for about 6 to 8 hours, or you can put it on a high heat for about 4. Once it's done cooking, we're going to use a meat masher. We're just going to shred our chicken. Once our chicken has been shredded, we're going to put 2 cups of fresh spinach and then 1 cup of bacon, or I did about 3/4 cup of bacon, and then 1 cup of shredded up cheese, and then just go ahead and give that a good stir. You're going to let your spinach cook for about another 30 minutes. You just want to make sure it is wilted through. So I just put my lid on and just let that cook on a low heat for another 30 minutes. And then when it's done cooking, this is what it's going to look like. And it kind of looks a little bit different, but the taste is on point. It is very, very delicious. I love the ranch flavor in this. This one is delicious, and I love how we put spinach in it, made it just a teeny bit healthier. Next is one of my favorite meals when it comes to soups, and that is broccoli and cheddar soup. So to a Dutch oven, I am going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter. Once that's melted, I'm going to add half of an onion. My onion was pretty big, so it doesn't look very small at all. And then we're going to put in about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Go ahead and give that a good stir. Just want to get those onions cooked through. Okay, and now we're going to add 4 cups of chicken broth, 4 cups of fresh broccoli, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And then we're just going to give that a good stir. All right, and then I put the lid on and I just let that cook for about 15 minutes. And so it should have thickened up just a little bit. And now I have about 2 cups of shredded up cheddar cheese that I'm gonna add, and this will help thicken it up as well. If it does not thicken up, you can always use xanthan gum. I use that pretty regularly when I'm making keto meals, and you just want to use just a very, very small amount, because a small amount goes a long way. And that is it. Once it's to the thickness that you guys want, this is what it looks like. For my kids, I ended up pairing it with some bread. You guys can make some keto bread. There's so many different options. I love just having a salad with this type of meal. It's totally up to you guys, but that's just what we ended up having this day. So delicious. Now we're going to be making some Mary Me chicken soup. To a Dutch oven, I'm going to go ahead and melt about 3 tablespoons of butter. Go ahead and give that a good stir, getting all that melted. I'm going to add 1 whole onion that I went ahead and diced up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on just so those onions get nice and cooked through. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of minced up garlic, giving that another good stir. And then I'm going to put in 3 ounces of sun-dried tomatoes and then give that a good stir as well. These tomatoes are going to give it an amazing flavor and texture. I'm going to add 32 ounces of chicken broth, or 4 cups of chicken broth. I'm also going to add 4 cups of shredded up chicken, and my son was putting it in there and he like splattered everything, but we got the job done. Give that a good stir, and then I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, half a teaspoon of garlic salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of paprika, and then give that a good stir, getting those seasonings well combined. Now I'm going to put in 1 cup of spinach. That just like frozen spinach will work. If you guys have fresh spinach, that'll work too. We need half a cup of heavy whipping cream, and then half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and then just give that a good stir. If you're using fresh spinach, I suggest using about 2 cups worth because it'll wilt down, but the frozen spinach will not wilt. All right, give that a good stir, and that is it. This is your dinner tonight. This is very hearty, very delicious. It's family friendly. All of my family really enjoyed this one. Okay, this one is called Cheeseburger Soup, and this one was my favorite out of all of these. It was divine, and it was very hearty. To a Dutch oven, you can use butter or bacon grease or olive oil, whatever you want. I just used about 2 to 3 tablespoons. I'm going to add about a cup of onion that I had diced up, and then I'm also going to put in about a tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm just going to let that become tender. Once it's tender, I'm going to add our pound of ground beef, and then I'm just going to mash that up. We're going to drain off any excess grease. I just did like the paper towel method. I find that that's very easy and cost effective. I'm also going to put in 2 cups of beef broth, and then 1 can of these petite diced tomatoes, 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning, I'm going to use about a teaspoon of honey mustard, or Dijon mustard would be fine too, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and then we're just going to go ahead and give that a good stir. I'm also going to put in 1 block of cream cheese, and then about 2 cups of cheddar cheese, or any type of like Fiesta blend will work as well. And then just go ahead and give that a good stir, getting that cream cheese stirred through. So it might take just a couple minutes to get all of that cream cheese stirred down. Okay, once it has thickened up, we're going to put in half a cup of heavy whipping cream, 1 tablespoon of parsley, and then just give that another good stir. All right, that is it. Once it has thickened up a little bit and you've added in all of your seasonings, this is it. And I just put some bacon on top because it's a cheeseburger soup, so of course we need the bacon. And my goodness, you guys, it was so creamy, so rich. The flavors are just on point. This was absolutely delicious. We did not have any leftovers in this meal. It was so good. All right, for this last one, we're just going to be making some white chicken soup. So to our crock pot, since I love to make soups in the crock pot, it's just so easy that way. I'm going to put about 2.5 pounds of chicken, and then 1 teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm also going to put about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of minced garlic, and then about half a cup of diced onion, alongside 4 cups of chicken broth. I'm also going to put in 2 of these 4-ounce cans of diced green chilies. This is going to add so much flavor to this soup. I'm going to put the lid on, and I let this cook on a high heat for about 4.5 to 5 hours. After that's done cooking, I went ahead and used my meat masher just to mash up all of my chicken. All right, and then I'm also going to add about 2 cups of fresh spinach. I'm also going to add 1 block of cream cheese. That's going to make our meal taste even better. It's going to make it have this rich flavor to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix all of this together. I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to let this cook on a low heat for another about 30 minutes or so. I also forgot to add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream and then half a cup of Parmesan cheese. You could also add some bacon in here. That would be delicious. And actually, if you wanted to add in 1 can of cannellini beans, that's only going to add like another 3 carbs per serving. So you can definitely do that if that's in your budget, you know, to kind of have a little bit more of the carbs. That's totally up to you, but this had such a rich flavor to it. I love the bacon flavor in it. This is a very great hearty soup. I love it for fall time. You guys, this is delicious. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you found value in this content, give me a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing below if you have not already. I'd love to have you here on my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.